Good evening and welcome. Another live show today on TLC Unleashed, Hollywood Vibes, Sports and Life. We have two of my favorite people in the studio today, and I think the most powerful power couple on the planet, Mr. Mike O'Hearn and Mona Mirzin. Welcome to the show.
Well,
Thank you so much for having
yeah,
us.
thank you.
Yes.
That was a nice little plug. I like that. A power couple.
You are. I mean, come on. And everyone's going to want to know all the questions that I'm going to ask you today. So we're going to get into the relationship side of things a little later. But I'm super excited. I had you on the show before when we were on LA Talk Radio. And, we had Mona in the background. So I'm
Taking
grateful
pictures.
Yes, exactly. I'm grateful you're here today. And we
Thank
also have
you.
Stryker as well.
Striker's hiding back here.
She's
chilling.
sound asleep. So welcome, Mike. I mean, Mike and Mona, you guys have so many things going on. We were just kind of catching up a little bit about your schedules and things that you're up to. You started out, Mike. I'm going to start with you, and just starting out back in the background of you were the gladiator at one point. So I was
At
watching.
one point, yes.
I remember I was watching some of your films this morning. You just took out this little guy, and I felt so bad for him.
How dare you?
Oh, nice job, man. You beat up a little guy. Outstanding. Good job, buddy.
But he actually thought he had a chance, which was actually the funniest part of it.
Well.
But I think you actually went easy on him because you kind of you did the quad shake first and showed those off, and then the poor guy just was done.
Yeah,
But
most of those guys are already scared, so take it easy, have fun with them, throw them around.
I mean, you started out your career with being a gladiator. You've moved into the movie scene, but I want to know how important bodybuilding. Obviously, a lot of people think bodybuilding is just, people throwing around, men and women throwing around some weights, but
I thought you were going to say throwing around men and women. That's bodybuilding.
And
We
that
just
could
toss
be-
them around
that-
on stage.
that could work too.
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't really realize that bodybuilding is you start at one point of your career and you move up. And bodybuilding is very, very important, obviously, to create that physique that you have, but also the strength and also to get you into the movie industry as well as everything else that you're doing. And being a gladiator, having that power and strength to be able to do what you did.
Yeah, I mean, for me, bodybuilding was actually an art show. So it wasn't, the goal from that was not to get everything. I knew that when it comes to acting, unless you're in class studying, you're not going to get acting.
Yeah.
You're just going to be a meathead on screen relative to actually studying. And I started bodybuilding when I was 9 years old, and I was competing by the time I was 13. And then I met Joe Weider when I was 20. So that's what launched the whole California and the covers and the magazines and all
Yeah.
that. But bodybuilding for me wasn't really, people do bodybuilding to become like Arnold. But I think I knew that Arnold was something special. Everybody says he has the greatest physique in the world. And I never saw that. What I saw was he had the most charming personality and the most charismatic guy. And he believed in himself. And he was so much more than, because he also power lifted. He was so much more than weightlifting. It's Arnold. The guy's done anything and everything that he put his mind to. So it was much more
True.
than that. And for me, bodybuilding is that art piece, that is that meditation that's creating that physique, which is great for me because that's my soul and my meditation. But
Yeah.
for using that to get into something else, there's been millions and millions and millions of bodybuilders, but there's only been one Arnold and a small handful of guys besides him that really got into the movies and really made something of it. So it's
Yeah.
being a power lifter or martial artist or bodybuilding is just one aspect of it. But more than anything else, it gets you to believe in yourself
Absolutely.
if you utilize it correctly.
Yeah, and I like that you say that because that is very important. And I know Mona too, being an IFBB pro, Miss Universe, and it's
She's done her homework. Look at this.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I know. It's very difficult, and it's very difficult to get to that level. And you're also from Washington as well, and Mona from New York, and me being from Canada. But the thing is that those type of places aren't like LA. So obviously, we had to come to LA and it's very
No, they
oversaturated.
not.
LA,
Very different.
yeah, and it's so oversaturated. There's so many beautiful people, so many talented people with so many different talents. There's the martial arts, there's the acting, there's the bodybuilding, there's all these different things. So, you got to work hard to get in, to get noticed. Over 500 covers. I mean,
Yeah, Mike.
that's a huge
He's on the
accomplishment.
cover
Hog that
right
stuff
now,
up.
right? The month of April. Did you see it?
I have not seen it, but I heard. So let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Let's talk about
Yeah, the
it.
new, and we don't even have a copy here.
Oh
Muscle
my
and Fitness is gonna be
gosh.
mad.
I have
I'll
one
hold
in
it
the
up.
car.
It's basically like this, except yeah.
Okay. So congratulations
Thank you.
on yet another cover.
Thank you, thank
I
you,
mean,
thank
you. Yeah.
such a huge accomplishment. And too, you were an editor-in-chief of Muscle and Fitness Hers.
Yep.
Yeah.
All that hard work.
I think I'm proud of this one because of the fact that when we got a call from the magazine this time, what's happened to the Muscle and Fitness and the magazines is they've gone away from bodybuilders.
Yes.
For a
And
while.
It's been 5 years now.
Yeah.
That they stayed away from it. And they stayed with WWE guys or big celebrities. And so when I got the call and they said we're going to go back to the bodybuilding world, but we're going to come back with one guy, and the one guy's going to be you. I was like, okay, that was like cool. That was like, wow. Out of everybody in the world,
Yeah.
they're going to choose one guy, and it's going to be me to be back on the cover to show the magazine and the people and the fans that bodybuilders can be back on the cover of Muscle and Fitness, which is cool.
Yeah.
Because that opens the doors back up for all the younger bodybuilders that are coming up, so they get to jump on there again too. So let's hope this works.
Congratulations. I'm curious. Do you guys, in your opinion, what do you think the reason why they kind of moved away from it for the 5 years and we're going with the WWE and showcasing different athletes?
Personalities.
Okay.
It's one of the greatest things is I learned early on there's a difference between a guy that focuses solely on the outer and he's just a great looking guy with a great body and then he poses and it's dead.
Yeah.
And then you got a character actor and somebody like Robert Redford can be completely clothed and nothing going on, a beard and a scruff and a hat, and you see everything's alive in his eyes.
Yeah.
And these guys for WWE are characters, and they're bigger than life, and they believe in themselves, and they're living the dream, and they're out there, and they're working on their inners and outers, because those are great athletes. I wrestled with WCW, and the guys that I met when I was there, and wrestling with Hulk Hogan and Sting and Ric Flair, you're around these characters that are so bigger than life, and you know why they're successful, and you know why they're kicking ass, and you just kind of want to grab a little bit of knowledge from all these guys. And that's the kind of stuff that sells magazines. And you put somebody like that on the front of a magazine and it sells because there's so much more personality than the guy that's going in the gym and spending all day. I love bodybuilding. But
And
as soon as
dieting
you...
and being grumpy.
As soon as you're grumpy and you're always upset and you're always training and you're trying to win titles, instead of trying to make yourself better, that's when you lose it. And so it just kept dying and dying down. And so now let's try to rebuild it.
I agree. And I like that about you because you have so many different, there's so much different, like you said, that personality and that life. I mean, there's so much to you. And I've seen you in the gym. I've seen you in Golds. And it's just, I mean, the way people look at you in just, you're such an example.
I'm 150 years old. How do they look
No,
at me?
you're such a great example of, not only bodybuilding in the sport, but just the humble, person that you are as well. And you as well, Mona. I mean, you guys just...
He got nothing on me. Let me
I
tell you.
got nothing on her. She's the boss here. I admit that right
She runs
now.
the show. We already know that, yeah.
She's a New
It's
York tough
established.
woman. I didn't see that coming. I get my ass kicked daily.
We're going to go back to that because I know a lot of people have questions about that. But, I love seeing, and you're the Titan. I mean, this is, and I know that you referred to yourself as the powerhouse, and I definitely can see that in the female version, with the beauty and the feminine aspect to you as well still. And just always, on point. You guys are on point, but you're great people. And that's what I really, really respect and appreciate about both of you.
Well, thank you.
Yes.
It's so nice.
She's making all this up.
They
She's
actually,
like, I got to say something nice about these people.
No.
Give me money back.
Oh my gosh.
How much do we owe you for this? This is like a good press kit.
I want to know too, Mike, I know you got some stuff going on with movies. Are you allowed to say anything? Or
Nothing right now. We are
Okay.
filming something right now, but I'm not allowed to say anything about what
Okay.
we're filming in project. It's
Okay.
a cool project, and I'm a superhero, so this is good stuff. This is good stuff.
I'm so glad you said that word because superhero is. I was watching some of your old YouTube videos, and it was about 6 years ago, and you said that you wanted to be a superhero. And, it just basically, you didn't say it, but you said it in so many words. And it was just amazing to watch you as you've unfolded in your career and just all these things have, come up and you're doing it. You're living your dream. How does it feel to be a real live superhero?
I'm loving life. I'm loving life, but it's definitely the things that I think that are so much better nowadays is the circle, the people I'm around, the understanding as you get older, you move away from trying to be the man to trying to be a better man, and I really in this stage of my life, that's all I'm trying to do. And I get people around me now that don't fit me, but are better than me. And that way, if I ever am down, these guys lift me right back up, and it pushes me to motivate me to get even better. And it was the one thing that, even in relationships, the one thing that I was missing, I was dating girls that were equal to me or something, instead of finding somebody that was better than me that would make me step up.
Yeah.
And make me go, okay, I gotta up my game here and actually be a true man and do something better. And so I think that more than anything else has just changed me in the last 10 years.
Yeah. And we'll dive into it because we're there at that point. But
She keeps saying that.
Because everyone wants to know. I mean, you guys, like I say, the power couple, how did you guys meet? Are you going to say Golds?
She hit on me. She hit on me.
She totally did.
She told me.
In the fitness
like
industry,
you.
when you compete, you
Yeah.
see each other all the time.
Yes.
The Arnold, the Olympia, the two big shows, and everywhere else. I mean, it's just, and he's been on, 500 plus covers. So, of course, I knew who Michael Hearn was. He didn't know who I was.
Oh, I don't know about that.
but he found out.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Yeah,
Yeah.
we were doing, what was it? The Muscle and Fitness. We were judging the Muscle and Fitness model search.
Okay.
Yeah.
4 or 5 years ago. Is I think when we first
5
met.
years ago, I
And
think.
she's like this tough, girl that's business because she's running the magazine and
Yeah.
everything. And I'm like this fun-loving, joking around guy. And I'm like, she's always so serious. So I was trying to bust her balls and stuff, and she wasn't having it. And I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. What's up with this? So, that little flirting lasted a while. And then we started hanging out and dating. And it was
Kinda
a
just-
different level.
Yeah, kind of just found place. I don't think that we tried so hard,
Yeah.
we got to make this work. It just kind of worked.
Yeah, just kind of we just
Yeah.
hanging out and,
Yeah.
and joking
Yeah.
around and at appearances and expos and stuff like that, and it just kind of flowed.
Nice.
And it was really, I think, she was ready for something, and I think I just was a little slow because I knew I had to man up on this. She's a businesswoman. She owns her own restaurant. She's running the magazines, and she's well established. Made her own money. Came from nothing. I don't know how much you've done, but
I'm
her
originally
story,
Romanian.
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
her story is incredible.
Tell us, Mona. Tell us.
I'm going to be very short but sweet. I grew up in Transylvania in Romania. He was kicking
Obviously,
ass.
she's going to date a vampire
Yeah,
like me.
right here.
It makes sense.
Yeah,
right?
he was kicking ass in the gym. You started when you were 9,
Yeah.
I think. And I was kicking ass in life, and I started when I was 11.
Wow.
So that's pretty much, I was taking care of my brothers and sisters from 11 years old. And I end up coming here in 92. I just started working. I guess I loved making money. So I don't know.
She makes it sound so easy. Okay,
I know.
this is how it really was. She was basically dropped off here when she was 17, didn't speak the language, and had to help raise her brother and sister without any parents around. And she did that, and she raised a great brother and sister, and on top of that, became a multimillionaire just kicking ass. And America, I mean, you talk about people, and it's like, it's one of those things. You see somebody that, you drop me off in another country and I don't speak that language, I'm not making millions of dollars and being I'm going to be crawling in a shell. And
Yes, you will.
I know, but it just shows you what you
die.
can do as a person.
Yes.
And the will that she has, it's a different level of a person.
Well, I was coming from a place that was not a great place. It was a bad place. So, what
the
could
desire.
happen? It could just, better things could happen in my head at the time. And it happened.
Yeah.
It's all what you believe in, I guess.
Well, you have a great attitude, and like Mike said, you're very humble about it. And
yeah, people don't even know.
I mean, and I know this is a small scale, is what she's saying. I can relate because I came here from Canada and I knew how to speak the language, and I had a hard time, and I still, struggle because it's tough going somewhere where you don't know anyone or anything, or you're out of your element. And I mean, I didn't have to raise my siblings or anything like that, so good for you. I mean, that takes one tough,
I think I was
amazing
very,
woman.
very mature, I guess, for my age, because I started so young, taking care of myself and my brothers back in Romania.
Yeah.
So when I came here and I was almost
you guys
17,
aren't seeing this at home, but your face right now is just like, I got to raise my family. If more people would think and talk like this,
I was
know?
okay. I was like, in my head, I was 30. I don't know.
Yeah.
And I was so mature. I was, my goal was to come here, obviously learn the language, which was, it took me 4 years.
Okay. Yeah.
And then just kind of, find a job to pay my bills.
And what was that first job?
So I started bartending in a very small bar in Queens, New York.
Okay.
And I was really young.
Underage.
Yeah. Nobody
Illegal. Not saying nothing.
Yeah. But then my real job was a coat check girl. And I started doing coat checking at my restaurant that I actually own right now.
Okay.
So I did coat check there. And then I moved up to the bartending position.
Okay.
And then I bought the restaurant.
So is it going to be Angelina Jolie that plays you in the movie? You
Yeah.
started as a coat check, and next thing you know,
Right?
years later,
Yeah.
you own the restaurant and
That's
making millions.
correct.
That's a badass
Well,
movie
hey.
right there.
That is a good
Yeah.
movie. Okay, producers, everyone out there
Living
listening
the
to
American
this,
dream.
give us a call. Let us know who's signing up on this now. Okay.
We do, right? Yeah.
Amazing. And the name of the restaurant is
Nebraska Steakhouse. Yeah.
Okay.
Wall Street, downtown
Okay,
Manhattan.
great. Well, I'm excited because I'm actually headed to New York
I
City for the first
know,
time
and I'm
tonight.
jealous.
I'm so excited, and I literally have to go check out your
Yeah,
restaurant.
I know everything about restaurants in the city. So
Okay.
if you want any tips or,
Thank you.
yeah.
Yes. No, I'm super excited. And I want to give a shout out to Lux Travel for sponsoring us to the Tribeca Film Festival. Thanks, you guys.
Oh, that's badass.
Yes, I
we
know.
go.
We're
That's
well
awesome.
taken care of. So it's going to be amazing. So I love that. I mean, I want to know too, and this is for my own, understanding. But being in the fitness industry, I know my ex-husband was a competitor as well. He was in the fitness industry, not as deep as I was at the time, but it's hard to be in a relationship with somebody in the fitness industry, so to speak. How do you guys find it with, outside influences,
Well,
people?
Did you hear my story? Mentally strong?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I started competing pretty late.
Okay.
I think my first show was in 2009.
Okay.
I turned pro 2010, and I competed, a
Congrats.
couple of years in a pro division. But I guess mentally, if I had to eat a certain way, I did it, and I was fine with it. No, I never found that I got irritated or grouchy or whatever. And
Okay.
I'm Mike.
Yeah.
You don't want to talk about that. Cardio, no carbs, depleted.
Oh, let's
yeah.
talk about. Let's tell us about what Mr. O'Hearn is
I'm
like.
hey,
carb depleted.
where's the water? Not now.
You're like,
Leave
I
me
will kill
alone.
you.
Oh, I'm dieting. Yeah, she's great when it comes to dieting and training. And it's
But I also know how to cook, right?
yeah, no.
I make
I'm
all
telling
the-
you, man. That's
Can you cook,
something-
Mike?
It tastes good.
I cannot cook.
Okay,
I
well.
can work I'm badass on a microwave. That's about
You
my
used to
level.
cook fish in a microwave. Yes.
Yes, that's about my levels of badness.
It's like, no.
Nothing. Zero.
Which is great for a bodybuilder. I can eat plain. I can eat,
Yeah.
boiled chicken and.
So even if I put a
Oatmeal.
little spice on it, it tastes better than what he did.
Yeah. She actually can cook, but yeah, you put a little spice. Oh my God, what is this? Is this French?
Like,
Did you?
Mrs. Dash.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yes.
What about the other side of things with other men and women? So the jealousy aspect, anything like that? I mean, you're both very...
I'm pretty good about keeping men away from me. I'm really good about that. I got no problem.
Hey, it comes with the territory. That's how we look at it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's one thing I never understood. I come from a family of 9, so and I've dated some hot girls, and my brothers always hit on them, and it never bugged me because one thing is,
My brother said on
Wow.
the point is if your guys are hitting on your girl and your girl goes away from you, it ain't your girl.
Yes, I agree.
And for you to sit there and stress about it, I date a hot girl because I know she's hot.
Yeah.
And guys are gonna hit on her, and mostly a successful, self-made millionaire. Yeah, that cooks. I mean, it's like and lifts and out deadlifts most guys.
Right.
So it's like I won the lottery. So this guy's gonna hit on her? Heck yeah! But it doesn't bug me because she's mine. I trust her. And
Great.
that's the end of the day. That's it. And then for her, her dealing with my dieting and training, she's pretty incredible. It's really about the partnership.
That's great. That's great. And it's really
because
about
I'm not
who-
easy. I admit that.
No,
Yeah.
he's not. No, he's
Yeah.
not.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to leave it at that. That's you guys.
But, we've been together for 3 years now.
Yes.
And we never had a fight. I don't
It's
recall.
because she won't fight.
Amazing.
Yeah,
We're not
one of the
perfect in that
things.
sense.
No,
Yeah.
but I
She's-
mean, if something is wrong, or I like to discuss things and move on.
Good.
It's like I'm not 18.
Yeah, exactly.
My
We
head,
get to a
I'm
point.
90 right now.
90.
You're closing in on me. I'm 150.
I'm like, I don't
Right?
have time for this.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
pretty good about
Yeah,
that stuff because I'll get
can't.
quiet or I'll spend time with the dogs and just chill and then come back around. But she has a different approach, so it's
It's working.
Yeah, amazing. You
Yeah,
guys
it's a
are
flow.
a great couple, and it's so nice to see and the understanding that you have for one another as well. Let's talk about my favorite word. It's my favorite word is
Ice cream?
discipline.
Oh,
Yes, you're like me too.
obviously I'm dieting.
Right? Everything sounds good. And you mentioned it too, talking about in your life, whether it's working or coming to another country. But the word that I heard there too was discipline. I
yeah.
mean, you guys are getting up first thing in the morning. I know that you guys are in the gym bright and early, or not even bright. It's still dark out.
The witching hour.
Yeah.
We are
Yeah.
up at 3 a.m. and we're in the gym every day at 4
4.
a.m.
Wow.
We rarely take days off. Only when we travel. We'll go
Okay.
in later.
In New York time is actually 7 a.m. But
Okay.
We're in the gym 7 a.m. New York
You're
time,
a
but we live on the
while.
West Coast. So it's nice.
He's like, I'm just pretending,
Yeah.
tricking my
Yeah.
brain.
there we go. But discipline comes, I guess, it has to come since you were young. I think that's how it kind of works. He started when he was 9.
Yeah, I started with paper routes. Us old school guys had jobs growing up, and There was 9 of us in the family, so we were working from an early age. So we
Yeah.
had paper routes, and I would, do the paper route, and then we'd work out after that with me and all my brothers, and then we'd go to school. And it's just it's a habit that's been bred into me that I freaking love.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and I'm this annoying guy that's never missed a meal. And what I mean by that is I've eaten every 2 to 3 hours since I was 9 years old. And so when people
for
say
you.
to me, or the younger generation, well, how do you keep motivated? How do you keep doing this? And it's like, how do you work? How do you have a job?
Yeah.
It's the same exact thing, except that I love my training, and I love waking up early in the morning and going to train. Like I said earlier, it's peace. It's my soul. It's me fighting within myself in the battle. So
Yeah.
that's what I love.
And how do you guys, are there some words that you can say to the listeners and viewers on practicing, getting into a routine and discipline of life? Because you either kind of have it or you don't, I believe, but there's a lot of people out there that, being a trainer and a coach myself for over 25 years, there's things that we can, share with others to motivate them and help them get on a proper routine so that they can be successful. What are some of your successful tips?
Well, first of all, you have to sacrifice certain things. So, I had, many birthdays that I had to attend for my girlfriends.
Yeah.
And I couldn't eat what they ate, and I couldn't drink. I like to have a glass of wine here and there, but I was getting ready for my show, so I would eat in the car. And then say 2 hours later, you're at the restaurant hanging out for 4 hours. Hey, I got to go make a phone call and eat my next meal.
Yeah.
So that's discipline. And you sacrifice.
Yeah.
But it pays off. That's it's or you have to think,
Yeah.
future.
Exactly.
Like, how do you want to look? How do you want to feel?
Making those choices.
Is it discipline, or is it doing something, or is it become habits?
Creating the habit.
Yeah, that's the biggest
Yeah.
thing. I think a lot of the old school guys would say that it's habits. We were, we had to get up to change the channel. Where the new generation,
Oh,
remote
yeah.
controls and TVs
Yeah.
and this and phones and everything. And I love that I was around in a time where you had to go outside to get messy and dirty and scrape your knees and play some football in the road.
Yeah.
And really get slapped upside the head and get in street fights and be old school and not be on the phone 24/7. Because it is so, I could see the distraction now.
Yes.
I'd be a different kid, and so
huge.
it's a tough thing to say how the younger generation will stay focused, because it is such a instant gratification.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want some hot girls. All right, post a picture. You got 20 girls asking you out. You're distracted, no workout. You're
Yeah.
missing it, and then you're all playing.
Yeah.
Compared to, we chased the dream, not people.
Nice.
And people
that.
today are chasing people, not the dreams. And I
Yep.
see so many people. I see the next Arnold, and this has happened every year since I've been in Golds and before Golds. I've seen the next Arnold every year. This is the guy. This is the guy that's going to be
Right.
the next Arnold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And within a year, he's distracted and he's lost his thing and he's going off this way and that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
it's lost.
takes a different breed to really make those dreams come true. So
Yeah.
that's the pinnacle. Now, how can somebody that just wants to get in shape and change it? It goes back to those things where you just got to sit there and go, what really matters? And if you got
Yeah.
an individual, a partner that will support you, that's huge.
Yeah.
But this has to come from you.
It absolutely does.
And we all keep learning, and we all are trying to learn. And I try to stay in school in a sense and always try to learn, because you're always trying to get better. And the one thing is, it's not about the good days. It's about the bad days.
Oh, absolutely. I couldn't agree more.
If you can, on the bad days, at least drop back down to your foundation and then start rebuilding again,
Yeah.
instead of below. And that's something I've always been able to try to do. And just, if something happens, things happen, people die, relationships happen, all these kind of things happen, but don't drop below, just drop back down to the foundation and start rebuilding yourself and rebuilding
Okay.
Is something I know it's a lot more than just saying, "Hey, how can you get disciplined?"
No.
It-
That makes a lot of sense, and I like that because you're, going back to the basics and the foundation, and finding out what you really want is the key thing, and to all of this in life and being successful, because it's finding out what your why is, why you're doing what you do, who you are as a person, and there's going to be distractions all along the way. I mean, we all get distracted in shiny objects and people and places and things, and it's about time management too, and that's the biggest thing. What are some of the skills that you guys do for time management? Because you guys are traveling, you've got social media to do, all these things, and cooking and prepping meals, the dogs.
Prioritize.
Yeah. Do you set out, write it down?
Everything is no. We know the priority. The
Okay.
things that got to be done is
Yeah.
training 4 to 6. Nothing comes in the way of that. There's nothing going on in the world at 4 o'clock in the morning. And people always ask me, and I can't believe as much as we put out there on social media, they haven't figured out. And people keep asking, well, how much sleep do you get? Because you can't recover.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
We
understand
get it
this.
a lot.
I train at 4 in the morning because I love it. And also, I will never miss a workout. Now, what is more stressful? And how would you recover better? By getting 10 hours of sleep and then going to do a job you hate? Or getting 4 hours of sleep and getting up and living a life that you freaking love?
Oh, nice.
So that's how my point. And I know that Arnold said something. He goes, "You need 8 hours of sleep? Sleep faster." and that's true. That is the truth.
Yeah.
Everybody gets 24 hours, and I train at 4 to 6, so I can work from 6 a.m. till 8 at night, and then cut it down again. But that's 7 days a week.
Yeah.
That's 365.
Yeah.
We don't take vacations because our life
We
is a
travel
vacation.
so much.
Yeah.
It's just great to be home.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are happy to come home.
Of
Instead of
course.
thinking of a vacation. It's just crazy. We're always on the road.
But yeah, it's prioritize that.
Oh yeah,
The
and the
cooking.
food could be easy.
Yeah.
because we work with Icon Meals, and they
Okay.
send food no matter where we are. Really, in the
That's
States.
great.
Yeah, we just have food delivered for us
There's
at the
no reason for missing food.
location.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
So for
you're
people
not
that
as old as me, but back in the day when we'd have to travel and get
Yeah.
on planes and go places, it was basically tuna fish and rice cakes and
Yeah.
stuff, and baby food when you got there.
Yeah.
And it was so hard. And nowadays, my food is already
You
prepped
have
in there.
options. You have
and
a
then
lot
people
of
go,
options.
"Well, that's expensive."
Yeah.
All right,
But
let's
if you
start.
buy
Let's
it,
start.
still,
Yeah.
Yeah, dreams are expensive. So,
yeah.
That's
and the
right.
truth is, those the companies like Icon and other companies aren't that expensive. You got to buy the food.
And they have protein popcorn.
yeah.
are
protein
kidding me?
cheesesteak.
All right.
They got
we gotta
fun
check
food.
those out. So
Oh,
check
I
out
should have brought you
ICON.
some. I have to-
ICON, is that how it's
ICON.
spelled?
Yes.
Okay,
Meals.
check it out,
Icon.
guys. Icon,
Icon
Meals.
Meals.
Oh, you're gonna love it.
Try
No.
the protein cheesecake.
Oh,
Hello, yes.
Everybody behind us is going, they're on the phones now. Order me some.
I know. Yeah, and shout out to Quest Foods for all the protein bars. Actually, Rob Van Dam, pro
Yeah,
wrestler, was
yeah.
on the show last week, so he was in here trying a Quest bar for the first time
Wow.
live.
Nice guy.
Great guy.
Great guy.
Amazing. And talk about personality. And have you seen some of his moves? I tried them at home, and I think I pulled my hamstring.
I want to see that.
I can't do that.
yeah.
Put that on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. It was like the squirrel scissor kick or
that
something.
guy's great.
Yeah, he's incredible. But people have all these excuses about food and things
No,
like that.
life is busy. We are, 24/7, nonstop.
Yeah.
He sleeps more than I do.
Truth.
Okay, so how much sleep do you get?
I'll
He
get
goes
6
to
a
sleep
night,
earlier.
but then I'll get,
Okay.
I'll pass out during
Yeah.
the day at some point.
I
Yeah.
stay up
So
a little
naps.
bit later.
Yeah, I'm the same.
And then I just get up at 3 and just kind of go through the
She
day.
works differently than me. She's
I'm a worker,
yeah,
dude.
she's. I mean, I'm lucky
She's a
here because I will get
badass
naps on
woman.
drives. She'll be driving, like we got to go somewhere. I'll get my half an hour nap on the
Oh, yeah,
drive. And-
yeah.
and
Yeah,
I'm
she's
like-
a New York driver, so I'm
Oh, yeah.
like, I feel safe.
And
Nobody drives better than
it's
New Yorkers.
nonstop. And with our new company that we just launched, Innovate.
Innovate.
Okay,
Yeah.
tell
I
us
mean,
about it. I
It's
haven't
crazy.
heard anything
The
yet.
plate is like overflowing, but I'll catch it everywhere. Here.
So
That a girl.
yeah.
I wanted some products that the parents could see their kids are taking that are clean and healthy. And so we got WADA tested. So it's the highest level of testing you can do. So there's no banned substance. It's clean. It's fresh. the NFL players can finally take something, and so we got the
Great.
Saints on it. We're going to be meeting with the Rams now, so we got a lot of the NFL players, the college players, and moving to high school now. And this is the
Okay.
first thing that is you can make money from this. Now we can't as much because of the fact that we're making sure that everything is tested, and we're going to put everything that's just a high quality, and we're not trying to make this so you're cracked out of your head and
Yeah.
going in and going, I want the guys that want to be healthy and the guys that want to be athletes. I love bodybuilding. I love powerlifting. I love martial arts, but understand I'm an athlete first.
Yes.
And this is
Yeah.
why I got Gladiators for 20 years and Battle Dome and all these things. And I came from a football background where I was an All-American defensive tackle. And these kind of things, this is who I want to work with in society. And all these kids that don't understand that you can take vitamins and stuff like this and be healthy. So, yeah. And then one of the main things is we came out with collagen and joint support because everybody
Nice.
thinks it's the muscle, it's the pre-workout. We got pre-workout and stuff, but it's the longevity of this.
Absolutely.
And I keep trying to tell them, everybody's short term. I want to win a show today. I want you to win a show in life. I want you to kick ass in life, and I want you to be healthy and be able to move. And I hear too many people that are, I can't squat. My knees are bad. How old are you? 28. What the heck?
That's terrifying when you hear that.
Yeah.
It's like, what happened?
But we hear it a lot.
I know.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
People
We
don't
hear
take
it
care
and
of
see it.
themselves, and
Yeah.
our product is awesome.
That's
Collagen,
fantastic.
Joint
So
support.
is it out
No
on the
food
market now?
calorie.
It's out on the
so-
market, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, it's
fantastic.
everything that you're going to taste. I'm talking about the aminos and the pre-workout. It doesn't matter what flavor it is. It is
Okay.
clear like water. We have no,
No
food
food
calorie.
coloring.
Good. I love
Yeah.
that.
Vegan aminos.
Okay.
It's healthy. It's
So
just,
we
We have
can
more
give this
stuff
to the
coming up.
younger generation too. That's what I love.
Yeah.
And marketing that because there's all these pre-workouts and things like that. We're actually working with American Cardio Group as well with a heart safe program for these kids and also with the NFL alumni.
There you go.
And making sure that we protect and help and save our children before anything happens to them. Rockstar energy drinks, all these energy drinks, all these stimulant products that are coming out, or that are out on the market. Number one killer of kids, 12 to like 18 years old. These kids are dropping dead on the high school fields and they have no idea why. Because we're not investigating as parents and also as educators as well, being in this industry. So I love the fact that you guys have something like this coming out.
I think
We don't-
I think there's a small there's a small few that as bodybuilding got away from the sport,
Yeah.
and got away from it. I get that a majority of people won't even know Steve Reeves and all these guys, or Frank Zane and all these guys. But it kept getting away from it and away from it, and then it got freakier and freakier, and I was like, oh, slow down, you guys are losing the artwork of this.
Yeah.
And the reason why I'm saying that is because the industry, the health and fitness industry, did the same thing. Let's get you more jacked, and then you take a drink of this, and you're going to stay up all night and study. And this is what they were going for, and it's like, no, step back, calm
Yeah.
down a bit, and I think, which is nice, is a huge portion of the world that wanted that,
Yeah.
and they didn't want to get cracked out, and they didn't want to get
Yeah.
this freaked out, and they want to be healthy. So it's a nice thing to see.
Yeah, it's about being healthy rather than just, looking at the physical body. And, it is an art form and we have gone away from that. And that's the sad part of it. Even with women and bodybuilding and figure and things like that.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, because
Oh, yeah.
you're a figure athlete as well. And, for me, I was told back in Canada with the CBBF, I came fifth in Canada in figure in my class. And they were telling me that unless I took drugs, I would never, ever, ever win.
They tell you that?
Yes.
Nobody told me that.
Yes, and you won. So thank you for setting that example because, for me, it really broke my heart because
Oh,
it was
yeah.
something that I really wanted to do. I never knew I could do it.
Like you
I
shouldn't
didn't even
encourage
think-
girls
Yeah.
or guys to get drugs. That's crazy.
Well, the coaches were saying that, and the people that I looked up to, because I had no idea. I was new in the industry. I came from playing soccer. I was an athlete my whole life. I played a ton of sports. I played softball, and I was always an athlete. I was always in the gym, and for a dream come true, I mean, I was looking at magazines of
Right.
all these guys and women and Monica Brandt and all these people.
Monica McGrath.
Yeah.
I mean, I adored them, and I never knew it was possible that I could actually step on stage. It was a dream come true for me, and to get to that level, and then somebody pull it away from me and say, "Hey, look,
Yeah.
you know what? You're too small. You're not going to have enough symmetry unless you get your shoulder caps. You're going to have to take, Anavar and all these things." And I just thought, wow,
Holy snaggy.
you know
Yeah.
what?
They went hardcore Anavar. Holy shit.
Yeah, and it
a lot of
really-
people do it, I guess,
Yeah.
because it's the easy way to get where they need to be.
Yeah.
But then guess what happens? They blow up. They don't even
Yeah.
look like they ever competed.
Yeah.
Like I've always been like
Yeah.
this, always. And this is
Exactly.
like off season, just walking around. Don't say anything.
It annoys me. No. This is a cool thing.
But really-
but
Yeah.
it's one of those
that's,
things
that
that
shows,
Yeah.
it's clean.
Yeah, and that's what people say to me all the time too. They're like, "Oh, you're always on point," and it's like, well, because this is my lifestyle. This is who I am. I'm any different. I'm going to be about 5 pounds.
And everything that we train, we get to keep.
Yeah,
And that's where people really lose this concept. of,
Yes.
well, how are you always on point? What are you talking about? This is how we diet. This is how we train. We can stay like this.
Yeah.
The people that are doing the extreme can't stay like that. Or they're
Yeah.
short-lived. Or they last 5, 10 years, 15 years, and then they're out.
Yeah.
It's...
exactly.
Yeah, you
Can't
can't be on
sustain
it for
that.
30 years and
Yeah.
keep
You can't
going.
sustain that, and and that's the thing. And Mike, I know we've heard a lot of different things, and people say stuff out
Oh,
there.
yeah.
How do you handle that? When guys are like, "Oh, he's not natural, and he's not this."
At some
and-
point, they're going to...
I mean,
He handles it great.
Yeah,
you got to
'cause I've
understand. You
seen
got to
that.
let them talk.
Yeah.
First of
Yeah.
all, I'm dealing with a society that is going to judge me off of their own ability or what they do. Until they really understand. Here's the problem with the fitness industry: is it's big and it's actually really really tiny. And the reason why that is because only a small few of us are around elite athletes 24/7, and there's guys that are walking around today that are Mr. Olympia in a sense. They don't even know it, but they eat burgers. They're like her, where they eat what they want. They only train 3 days a week, and they look like freaks.
yeah,
Now, I've been around that my whole life, and I've seen these guys.
Yeah.
Now, the fitness industry only sees guys that compete or get in the magazines.
yes,
But there's monsters out there that make me look like a little baby. And these guys just walk around at 270 pounds naturally. And it's a cool thing to see. But your body basically can't maintain with drugs. It sooner or later shuts down, and
Yeah.
you see these guys, and they go from looking like gods to either bloated
Yeah.
or they fade away to nothing. Which, it sucks because the one thing that I always wanted to maintain whatever I built. And it didn't make sense to me to go in the gym and train so hard and diet so hard and not be able to keep it.
yeah,
So I was lucky enough to know that this wasn't for a title. This was for me just because I loved it. And so I never got to that point of, I want to be Mr. Olympia. Never got to that point. So
Yeah.
I never had to venture that far, which was lucky for me because then I got a different kind of career and something that nobody else has done. So I got to do my own path, and it feels great to be the guy that went off on his own and did
Yeah.
his way. And
Yeah.
I love that. And the same as you. I know she didn't have it, but the same as you, guys, judges the whole time were like, you need to do this, this, and this.
Yeah.
And I would smile and go, okay, and then walk away and go, hell no.
Well, you have
Exactly.
some competitors that look amazing,
yeah,
and they'll get your tan wasn't perfect, your makeup was off, your hair was too short. I don't
Yeah.
know, something.
exactly.
Because it's so hard to compare these girls.
Yeah.
They all look like they're amazing.
yeah,
So at some point, I guess
If
you
more
know,
people would compete with the understanding of being your best, and I know this is cliche, and everybody's like, "Oh, I don't want to hear this," but if they
It's
really
true.
go into
Yeah.
shows and do it for them, they'd be so much more successful.
Yeah.
Even losing a show. Now, let me explain why. Because the one thing that they all come up to me and people go, "Hey, tell me one thing that would help me in my career." Okay. You getting ready for a show? Yes, I am. All right. Do tons of photo shoots before and tons of photo shoots after and stay in condition afterwards. Okay, I'll do that. And then I'll see him after the show. And they've blown the opportunity. There's no photo shoots. Well, I was going to do the show and then do shoots, but I took 4th place at the show, so I went out and I ate, and now I'm bloated. Okay, so you bypassed everything. And what happened there was this. They might have had a great look for something, the magazines, or something different, videos, this, that, and the other thing. Mostly nowadays with social media. But they blew it. They blew their opportunity. And they put everything on the show. And because 9 judges didn't say they were the greatest thing in the world, they blew it and said, forget it. And now they're upset, and they don't want to train now, and they're thinking about quitting. This has nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
It has nothing. No judge in the world ever gave me the covers. That was me.
Yeah.
No judges made me train every day. No judges made me make sure to stay in shape so I could be ready for the casting calls, the photo shoots, the work, the
But
other things.
how weird is it that we get in front of 7 people and they tell us if we look good or not? I know I look good.
Yeah.
What is
Yeah,
it's weird.
It is-
If you think about it,
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm like, this person is not even in shape and it's telling me I don't look good. Are you kidding?
Yeah, it's hard too. And then,
So-
there's the politics that are
yeah.
involved. And I mean, I hate to get into it, but I mean, the politics are there, and with anything in life, and it's going to happen. So you have to take that into consideration as well. But, that's the biggest thing too. Is there any words of advice? Because what you're saying right now about this is so important, because I've seen it too with a lot of my clients and a lot of people that have come to me. Hey, look, Trace, this is what happened. They're now like 20, 30 pounds overweight. Their adrenal glands are taxed. Their
Receptors are shot.
Yeah,
They're
and
mad
they're-
at life.
Yeah, and my coach did this to me. No, you're a grown adult. You made these choices, and now we're gonna fix it. But what are some of the things that we can kind of coach these people through so that they can be prepared for? Because after a show, I found after my first show, I wasn't guided at all. I did the blow up thing. I ate everything in sight. I was a disaster. I was so depressed because I didn't know how I lost control, but I didn't have an after plan. So I didn't have a plan after the show. It was like, okay, I came in second, great. I can go to next stage, which was BC's in Canada, and great, this is awesome. But, and then I started to overthink things, and I didn't know what was the next thing to do. So what are some things that we can share with people to help them through this phase?
I definitely think that understand, first and foremost, it is not a sport. There is corruption. The best person may not win, mostly at the lower levels. Now, take all that away for a second. A pro card does not make you a millionaire.
No
matter who you are.
That.
Yeah.
What a pro card does to a lot of people, it's the last time anybody hears their name.
Yeah.
Because now you're in a pool of people that are all good.
Yeah.
And now you might never place again. So understand that you yourself is a business, and it's who you are and what you stand for. And I always talk to people and I say, and I ask them, and they go, well, I'm getting ready for a show, and I'm 245 and all this and that. And I go, no interest. Who are you? What is it about you? What's different about you?
Yeah.
And people tell me some amazing freaking stories like hers. And I go, that's you.
Yeah.
That's your story.
And-
That's
Yeah.
bigger than a show. Go tell the magazines that story.
Yeah.
Because now everybody in the world needs to hear that.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
And
I believe
compete
that.
for fun. Like I competed for fun. I've never looked at it like, I'm gonna get my pro card and now I'm gonna make all this money and I'm gonna get a sponsor. And
Yeah.
it was never that ever.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna see my girlfriends. We're gonna get on stage. Go with the flow.
Okay,
Yeah.
let me do this though, because the one thing is, there's going to be a lot of diehards out there, and I was that way. You know, when I was a kid, man,
Yeah.
I was a fighter. I wanted to win
Not
every
me.
freaking show. I wanted to have, and I never lived in the moment. Let
Yeah.
me tell you right now, sitting here today, there's so many incredible freaking moments in my life that I never enjoyed. I
Yeah.
won the universe over and over again. I California powerlifting champion over and over again, and I was that aggressive guy that as soon as I won, I was on stage getting my trophy for the universe. I was going, all right, tomorrow I start prepping for. Let me say this. I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to be angry not enjoying those moments. So I know this isn't what
Yeah.
you asked for, but I'm going to say this right now. When you're getting ready for a show and that struggle of getting ready, the dieting, the mental struggle, the mental battle, don't think of those as battles. Think of those as growing periods.
Nice.
You're dieting hard. Yeah, you are, but you can handle it. You know why? Because you're a badass person, and you're going
Yeah.
to get even better by dieting like this. You're going to get ready for the show. That's great. Win, lose, or draw. Enjoy it. Live in the moment.
Yeah.
Like she was saying, trust me when I say go into that thing having fun instead of going, life is over
Oh,
if I
yeah.
lose.
Yeah, you can't, because it can't determine your
No.
fate. It can't determine the rest of your story.
No.
And that's it. And I did have one of those stories. My mom was dying of cancer, and I really had no idea how to go through it.
Oh,
I
that's
suffered from
tough.
addictions in the past, and that was my coping mechanism. So, you know, going through that, I didn't know what to do. So I went to the gym twice a day, and I started getting the best shape of my life. I watched my mom die of cancer from a unhealthy lifestyle of drinking, smoking, eating poorly. And I just said, you know, like, what am I going to do? I want to set an example. I want to help save lives. I want to help save other moms and other, you know, daughters and things like this. So I educated myself even more, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to learn how to eat proper. I'm going to learn how to not abuse my body anymore. And I'm going to speak the truth and tell people how I did this. I got up on stage. I dedicated that show to my mom, and it was the best day of my life because, you know, I was like, hey, Mom, this one's for you. And it didn't make or break me. I wanted to keep going because I wanted to keep dedicating it to her. And, you know, and it just, you know, made me proud every time because I knew I could hear her voice saying, I'm so proud of you,
Right.
Rach. That's my nickname. And I was just like, you know what? I'm proud of myself because this is, you know, this is for me. And I'm doing it for me. And it doesn't matter. No one's going to determine or dictate if I win or lose. And it's okay. It's okay because I'm just bettering myself every single day, you know, and I'm getting healthier and happier. And it was such a beautiful thing. And that's why when people said to me, you know, you got to take some, you know, this or that or get a little bigger. And I was like, no, I don't.
No.
Just like you said.
Yeah.
No, I don't. I'm good. Thanks.
Exactly.
Thank
And let me ask you this, because I went through that, and I lost my ma through cancer.
I'm sorry.
And it wrecked me in a sense because it brought I lost my dad too years before that, but I was the macho man. Didn't let it affect me, but when I lost my ma, everything came up.
Yeah.
And so I same kind of thing. Just, you know, it broke me inside.
Yeah.
But I realized as I went through that, I put the pressure on other people to make me happy instead of myself at that time. And coming out of it, and it took a while, but when I finally came out of it, you know, I put the pressure back on me and said, okay, it's not about other people taking or helping me cope with this. It's about me coping with this myself.
Yeah.
And I came out so much stronger and more self-reliant in the sense going, life is about you taking care of you.
Absolutely.
And it's not about the judges supporting you, or it's not about a family member helping you get through the loss of a parent. It's about you dealing with what you're going through. And it seems like it helped you. It crushes us.
Yeah.
100%. There's nothing like losing a
Yeah.
parent. But on the other end, when you finally become okay and you finally stand up and you're like, I'm all right now and I can move on, you're such a stronger person. It's amazing.
Absolutely. It changed me indefinitely. And, and that's what I say. It helped me to grow and really see who I was. And because I had to be strong, my mom was my rock and she was my everything, and it just, and to see her,
Lost
struggle
that.
like that. And she was the strongest, toughest woman I'd ever seen in my entire life. And, and she just deteriorated in front of my eyes. And I had to be so strong because she had to be so strong and everyone had to be strong. And it was just like, so when she, left and, she was gone, it was just like, okay, I'm going to be strong. I'm going to get through this. And, what would she be telling me right now? You get up there and you go do what you need to do. You go do what you need to do every single day and you grind and you hustle and do that and make me proud. And and I still do it every single day. I wake up in the morning and I'm grateful, to God. And I'm also grateful for my mom because I hear her voice. It's been almost 6 years and
Yeah.
it doesn't
Wow.
dull at all. She's my guardian angel. She's with me.
Yeah, my
everything's
mom
for me.
says.
Yeah,
Yeah, my
God
mom
bless.
says, don't lift those weights. You're going to break your back. They don't work out.
Oh yeah, my mom was saying
Too
the same
much
thing.
weight. I get messages. I saw you on Facebook.
What are your thoughts about Olympia canceling the Miss Olympia for women? How do you feel about that? 'Cause that threw me for a loop when I heard that. I think. Going on Miss Olympia?
I mean, listen, I think that the girls were too big.
I don't know
They
if you
felt
guys
they
heard
were
that, but
unhappily-
they canceled the Miss Olympia.
Right, right.
And
The big girls, the bodybuilding
Yeah.
for
For the
Well,
bodybuilders, yeah.
Maybe they felt like it was, a little bit too much, maybe unhealthy. I don't know.
And
maybe
that's
it's
what we
the
were
best
hearing.
to
Yeah.
go that route,
We were hearing. I think there's always pros and cons to everything,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
I
yeah.
really believe that it was getting carried away, and the
It
girls
was
were
in a
you
way.
know,
But we
and-
have the physique division. Who
Yeah.
cares? That's beautiful.
yeah, it's about health and wellness
Yeah.
and longevity,
And it's better. All the bodybuilders, they drop down and
exactly, and they look beautiful.
beautiful.
The physique category is a great addition. So I think it
like
was a
physique.
really good choice. I
Yeah.
really do. So I
we're
like
talking
it.
about parents passing away and all this, and they're behind us giving us signals that this show's almost over. Get done with it. Wrap this up.
But you know what? I
Get
love
out of
it.
here.
You guys have done so many great things, and not only just in the bodybuilding, martial arts, movies, but you've built a career, and you're a businessman and a businesswoman, and it's so great to see that because so many people just stop at one thing, and you just gotta, like we said, keep grinding and hustling.
Oh, yeah.
And what are some of the points that we can leave with saying to create your business and just really keep going after your dreams?
I think, like I said earlier, chase your dreams, not people. The right people come into your life. I know that, you might be searching for a partner in crime and stuff like that, but the right person comes at the right time. And I will say this: I hate saying things happen for a reason. I am not
Yeah,
that
he
guy.
does.
I'm not that guy.
But
things keep
Yeah.
happening that just
Yep.
it's. I hate that.
Synchronicity, everything
Yeah.
does happen for a reason. I
So-
really believe that.
The painful stuff that we've gone through made us better people.
Yes.
And life is what it is in the sense we lose people and you grow from it. If you can, keep growing. That's the main thing.
Yeah.
Don't be stationary. Don't and grow. And I don't mean physically grow or get stronger. Grow. It's got to be more than that. Don't do a show for a show. Do a show because you're going to be a better person at the end of the show.
Yeah, absolutely. Just keep moving forward. You guys are amazing. Striker, actually, yeah.
she's sleeping.
get it.
I'm
Yeah.
Passed
still
out.
out.
Yeah. This was
love it.
awesome being here. Thank you so
Oh
much.
my gosh, I love you two, and honestly, you two are the power couple. I admire and I
Thank
I
you.
watch everything that you guys are doing, and I keep
Did you hear that piece?
sending
Stalker.
right.
Beyonce's got
We
nothing on
love
you, baby.
We love you.
I love it. I wanted to thank again Lux Travel for getting us to New York City tonight,
Yay.
Tribeca Film Festival. Craig McEwen, president of the NFL Alumni San Diego chapter, also Super Bowl champion of the Washington Redskins, and also the Chargers. He's going to be out there with his film, The Year of the Scab. So we're going to be on the red carpet tomorrow night, and also ESPN 30 for 30 on Friday night. So shout out to you guys. Thank you for making that happen. happen. Shout out to my sponsors, SWAT Fuel, awesome products. I also want you guys to check out Mike and Mona's product.
Innovate.
Do it.
InnovateAthlete.com, baby.
Check it out. We've also got Curtis & Co. watches. Thanks, you guys. You have amazing watches. We'll show Mike and Mona these watches.
I'm snagging some of
They're,
those.
yeah, beautiful watches.
They are.
So shout out.
Go get out there.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out to you guys. And we're here every Wednesday at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It's the TLC Unleashed show, Hollywood Vibe, Sports and Life. You can also find me at www.tlcunleashed.com. We'll see you next week. Bye.
What is this? Yeah.
Saving Pet. It's all right here, just for you.
Hey, what's up? This is your girl, Honey, and I'm asking you to tune in to Honey's Closet every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, 8 to 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.